Welcome back to the channel. In this one, I'm going to review a couple of cassettes. Not what I would normally do, but the reason I'm going to review these is because they came from Aliexpress. And we're going to test them on this Chinese-made FIO CP13, which is kind of one of a couple of decent quality modern takes on the portable cassette player. And we're going to compare it with a Walkman 2 from Sony, which dates back to 1981, I think, roughly, based on the play button on it. This has been lightly restored by me, so we'll see how it copes, because it's got an old motor, it's got a new belt in it, but everything else about this is 42 years old, and this was produced this year, so this should give probably the best results. This should give, well, I would hope it'd give good results, at least as good as this, but we will see. So, whilst perusing AliExpress, as I often do, I spotted these. Now, I was looking for a handheld to review, and I actually got some bits and pieces, but I spotted these. And because I was getting back into cassette playback, and I was looking around charity shops and old sort of independent music shops for cassettes and online for second-hand cassettes, I thought, can you buy some new ones? And obviously Guardians of the Galaxy did come out in cassette, the Awesome Mix 1, but I never bought it when it first came out. And you just can't get it anywhere now, and if you do see it, it's really expensive. So I thought, okay, these are obviously bootleg, so, it's pretty much amounts to piracy, but you can't get these anymore, so I thought I'll try them. How bad can they be? I mean, they could be really bad. I've not opened them yet. Now, this one says Awesome Mix 1, but it's also got Volume 2 as well. God knows how long that tape is. It must be at least a 90-minute tape. So we'll see. And this one just says Awesome Mix 3. And it looks like a quite a bit shorter tape. Hard to see because it's a blue cassette. They're not going to be great quality. There's not going to be any Dolby noise reduction on these, which is fine, because this doesn't have Dolby noise reduction because it's modern. And this doesn't have Dolby noise reduction either because it came out just before all that stuff started getting packed in. The next model on from this, 1982-ish, 1983, that had Dolby noise reduction, but this one didn't. So, first things first, we'll open this one. Now, obviously, I can't play any of the music back for you, but I will give you my opinion of what I think it's like. You got quite a good classic experience of opening a cassette. I didn't actually open all the way around. Yeah, that's kind of the norm for opening cassettes back in the day. So it's good that it's actually sealed though. It's a bit less bootleggy than it could be, although the sleeve inlaid looks pretty bootleg. Okay, it claims Marvel, Hollywood Records. Yeah, well, let's just open up and see. It should look like a mixtape. That's kind of the point. Oh, there's a little sleeve in here with a little. Oh, it's another cover, isn't it? Awesome Mix 1 and 2, so instead of that one you can use alternative front, I suppose. A couple of pictures. Actually feels pretty reasonable quality, not terrible. Let's have a look at this. Right, this again, see, you can tell that this is bootleg, because this would have been covered in stuff. Certainly back in the day it would have had, well, there's no licensing information on here at all. There's nothing about what record companies have been involved in. Well, it's clearly Sony would have been involved in some of this. Anyway, let's just pop this in here just now. So, Hooked and a Feeling, we'll try that first. First track. It's quite a good track, probably for testing. So, now what I'm going to use, and you're just going to have to trust me on this, I'll let it play and I'll talk over the playback. I'm going to use this set of Bassius Bowie headphones. They are Bluetooth headphones, but they have a USB-C to 3.5mm jack. They're actually quite good jack of all trades headset. They're quite nice, they're comfortable, they sound quite good. You can buy them quite cheaply if you hunt around. I got these for £16. They normally go for about £30 or £40, but obviously you turn them on and they've got their own built-in amplifier, so it just makes the sound that little bit better as well. So I'm going to pop these in my head just now. And I'll plug the socket in here. We'll try it on the FIO first, since it's the most modern. The cassette lined up the right way, so it's this way up, and it's going to be playing that way. So that's side A, which is volume 1, and we'll press play, make sure I've not got the volume too high. Okay, I'm just waiting for this to dial in past the initial blank bit of cassette. Now what I can say is I can hear some hiss. Now we know it's not a super high quality tape, so I think, turn the volume right up. I have to say that There is definitely noticeable hiss. I'm sure of it in the background. So we're going to just stop and fast forward to the next track, which is Raspberries, All the Way to Go. I was just guessing here. I'm sure there's a little bit of background hiss just when it's playing blank space. Yeah, it does seem like quite a bootleggy copy, so we're going to take this out of here just now, and we'll try it in the classic Walkman, see how it copes. See, it may be better. We'll use the A channel, and I love this because it's very Japanese in its nature. Now you would think that's the front, you would turn it this way to open, you turn it reverse ways, and it becomes second nature pretty quick. So play it that way, and we will press play. For a start, that's got a much better amp than that. I'm deafened. I had this up at full and it was quite loud. This on 3. Let me just have a wee listen just now. Yep, there's still some hiss on that, has to be said. Not quite as loud as this. I seem to have got stuck there. I want to rewind for a second, as you can hear. I mean, it's an old cassette player, it does squeak a bit when it rewinds. But it rewinds fast compared to this. Okay, that's on play now. We'll get the initial start of this song. This isn't so bad. I have to say, on the classic hardware, it doesn't have Dolby noise reduction. It sounds okay. Sounds okay. Okay, let's fast forward to the second track on this. Fast forward's not quite so fast on this old player. That's actually alright. Let's go a little bit further and go to the next track. Spirit in the Sky, Norman Greenbaum. Yeah, it does. It sounds a little bit bootleggy, but it's not too much hiss on this, I have to say. You can see the quality there's pretty bad. Look, there's a bubble there on the sticker part of the front. Absolutely no markings on this tape, although it's a tape that you could take out the case. Not that you'd want to, but it's quite dark tape in there, quite dark brown. So it doesn't tell me, obviously it's a ferrous tape, but that was okay. That was okay. Let's just pop over. Now that was just volume 1. Same cassette, so I expect volume 2 to be much the same. There's so much in here, it doesn't want to slide all the way in. There we go, put that there. As bootlegs go, it's not the worst ever. It's not like it's been recorded on really ancient equipment and that's dirty and hasn't been working right. Now I will try it, I've got a GVC system, which I can try it on as well. And I have to admit, that hasn't been cleaned in a very long time. So I'll give it a play on that, and then I might give it a clean and see how it sounds on that. Okay, let's get that sticky bit off my finger. Get off. Okay, volume 3, Guardians of the Galaxy. This one looks a little bit more professional than the last one. Yeah, it's got a little bit of writing in here. I've left my glasses inside, I can't read this. Oh, again, we've got a little poster card. Well, there's a little bit of writing on this one with information about the... Oh, it's actually it's like a booklet that opens out. Oh, it's got lyrics. That's pretty cool. For a bootleg. Oh, what's this? Well, they're letting themselves down there a little bit with a little bit of information there that's not being converted. Well, maybe that's actually what it is. Cool. So this may be a bootleg of a Chinese market one, I just don't know. Again, that looks quite nice for bootleg quality. I'll put this away just now. But looks can be deceiving, but it is non-official, so cassette is a blue one. See these cassettes, I would have thought they looked really smart back in the 80s, but now they just scream. There's another bump on that one as well, look at that. These just kind of scream really cheap to me these days, but I have actually got a set of Harry Potter tapes, and they're in these coloured cassettes as well. Sounds pretty cheap, but first up, let's try it back on the Theo. Remember to put my cassette right way up, so it's going to be playing in that direction. See, this arrow's pretty handy. Okay, let's give it a play. Straight away, I think there's a little bit less hiss on this one. No, here it comes. More on the left channel than the right, interestingly. There's all left channel just now. Nothing on the right channel at all. Have I plugged this in properly? No, I hadn't. That was me. There is definite noticeable hiss. Yep. So if I turn it right down, tape's actually very quiet when there's nothing coming through with the amplifier, but definite hiss. So definite bootleg on that as well. And it's not like they've used good quality equipment to record this from CD even, or digital. It's like cassette to cassette by the sound of it. Okay, let's flick over to the Sony unit and see how it copes. Now, I've got it down in quite a low setting there. Now, these are amplified earphones I'm using, so they will amplify the hiss as well. Actually, again, sounds okay in the old hardware. They're not too bad cassettes, they're not too shaky inside the unit, so although I have tweaked this a bit to make it fit just perfectly. So, I think if you're going to go buying some of these Aliexpress cassettes, my recommendation would be put them on a actual retro piece of hardware, because they sound best on that. The Theo, I've tried this with some legitimate cassettes and I've actually been quite impressed with it. It's got a good range of volume, but it's not nearly as mad as the old Sonys. The Sonys would absolutely destroy your ears in minutes if you played everything at full volume. This is a little bit more sensible. It's good for charging. It's actually quite a nice little sturdy unit to carry around. You have to carry it because there's no clip, and it's not something that sits nicely in your pocket with these edges. So you either sit listening to it, which is fun, or you hold it. You don't want to shake it too much because there's a bit of will and flutter when you do on this unit. This one's a little bit less susceptible to that. But yep, going to buy bootlegs. They actually play best on the older hardware. In fact, they sound a bit more authentic on the old hardware. Probably like when your mate made you a bootleg or something that they just got for their Christmas or whatever. So that's my advice. If you're going to buy these, don't spend too much. I think I paid about £10 in total. Pretty sure you can get this one for £2 or £3. But if you want to get both cassettes or this one, this is the one that costs a bit more. So under £10, it's probably worth the risk. If nothing else, you got a couple of nice little cassettes to put on a shelf next to your legitimate retro cassettes that you've purchased. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.